I'm here with Chris Antholzner, who is about to end his career here at the NFTA. Chris, how many years?
38.
And your current title?
Is Manager of Bus and Special Service Operations.
Can you count how many different titles and jobs you've had here in your time?
5 or 6. I started out as the equipment engineer. I was hired to write bus specs, to help design Cold Springs and Babcock facilities. I also came in right when Frontier Garage was being finished, so looked at the specs, did the engineering parts of that, and so I did that for about 6 years, and then from there I went on to superintendent of bus garages, where I was responsible for all of the mechanics at then it was 4 bus garages, including Niagara Falls. From there I was promoted to operations manager at Babcock, and that included both maintenance and operations. So that's when I had a chance to learn the operator's side of the house. Did that for about 12 years, then over to Frontier to run that station for about 5.5 years. Then to Cold Springs. Then I was a senior operations manager at Cold Springs, responsible for all of the operators, all of the fixed route operators. And then to my current position, which I'm responsible for all of the operators, paratransit as well as fixed route.
When you started as a 23-year-old kid, do you think you imagined at the time that you would spend more than 3 decades, almost 4 decades here at this one job?
Couldn't have imagined it. I just finished up my engineering degree. I was working nights at Republic Steel, and they were looking for an equipment engineer. So when I came in, I was actually looking to, all my buddies were at Chevy, and they were working on the line, making big money, driving, Camaros and Vets and everything, and that's where I wanted to be. And this came along, and they all went through many layoffs, and steady work here ever since, and couldn't imagine it.
Chris, you have served as a mentor, obviously, to countless people here. I heard you were responsible for hiring something like 400, I don't know if it's employees or bus operators and other employees combined. Who were some of the mentors that you learned the most from and you looked up to over your time?
When I first came in, Mr. Ed Tansky, he was the manager of maintenance. He was the one that hired me, and he designed buses. We actually built 2 buses at Cold Springs way back in the day, with the framework and from the ground up and the old Mack engines. So learning from him, he had the respect and clout of the industry that was second to none. Everybody, in the industry, in the maintenance industry for buses, knew him. And Norm Zalewski was the he was the superintendent of the shops and the garages. Through learning from him, watching him work, and how the biggest thing I picked up from him was how he dealt with people, how he worked with people, got on their level, and could really talk to them from a boss perspective, from here's the work we need to get done, plus from a coaching perspective. So I learned a lot from him on the human side of it.
Chris, what would you say has changed the most here over your time at the NFTA, either at the company or in the industry combined?
I usually go back to work ethic. Type A personality, task oriented, getting things done. And when I started as an engineer, there's tasks, and the human side of it was a challenge for me to in motivating people and getting them to work. I think what's changed is people need a sense of belonging, and dedicate to a company. They need to feel like they're part of it. And I think it's in the overall industry, overall of just the industry has changed, and the beauty of being here for all these years is the stability with that, and being able to, when I interview operators, to say, I've been here all these years. I was laid off for one day when they shut down the system to fix the funding, and I ended up working that weekend at Niagara Falls Garage to lock up the building. So it was, it was a day's work in 38 years.
All right, now what has changed the least here? Are there things that you were doing when you started off as 23 that things that just haven't changed in all that time? Forms you have to fill out or processes?
We tend to put things in place to solve today's crisis.
Yep.
Or today's needs. Like 3 or 4 years ago, we were going through a lot of the baby boomers retiring, and we were short operators, and we had a lot of cuts. So we put measures in place to handle that, to handle the emergency, and then after that emergency is over, we still have some of those measures in place, and they're some of those things like, why are we doing this? It's like, we don't need to do this anymore. So to kind of, we start a new policy and to have an end date on it, to say that we don't need to follow, do this anymore.
One of the things that Chris has been very passionate about in his time once he gets home from work at night is his involvement with the Boy Scouts. Tell us a little bit about what your time has been with the Boy Scouts and how you intend to continue that once you close the books here at the NFTA.
Okay, well, I'm an Eagle Scout myself.
Job well done.
Received Eagle at 15. Both of my sons are Eagle Scouts. My daughter earned her Gold Award in Girl Scouts. And after I came back from college, I got back involved and had received my 45th year pin just a couple of years ago.
Wow, incredible.
I've been Scoutmaster of Troop 229 for 25 years, and in that time I've had over 50 Scouts that I've helped lead to be Eagle Scouts. So it's tremendously rewarding. The pay is the pay is in seeing young men, and now young women grow up and develop those skills and find a niche and find out what they're good at. So I try to teach them to look for a skill set. You might not be good at fire building and knots, but you might be good at citizenship stuff. So I've helped many along that way, and it's been very, very rewarding.
And you certainly should be very proud not only of the lives that you have changed here at the NFTA, the people you've hired and you've coached through their careers at the authority, but also to these young adults that you continue to help out today.
And I've been invited to many weddings. I've been involved in their lives and careers. One of them recently came on board as an electrician at the rail. He got his degree and came through. And so for a young man, having stability and learning the business, plus for us as an organization, being able to hire somebody that's a solid worker, dedicated, to come into work every day and learn a business is kind of a little bit of a success story.
And I understand now that you'll have more free time. You've got some grandkids at home that you're looking forward to spending time with. How many?
Well, there's 3 grandkids,
okay.
And they're not at home, 2 in Fredericksburg and 1 in Pittsburgh, so that'll be traveling there. The one other thing with the scouting that it helped me to take them on were some high adventure trips. Having been to Philmont Scout Ranch in New Mexico doing 100-mile backpacking treks, been there 7 times, been to Florida Sea Base, been to Algonquin many times, and I'm serving on that committee and I'll be leading some crews up there this summer. But the real pride and joy is getting to see my grandkids. The youngest is 2, Tyler in Pittsburgh, and then the 2 girls in Fredericksburg, 6 and 3, Kelly and Paige.
Well, Chris, I can say it's been a pleasure for me working with you the last 25 years that I've been here, but the authority owes you a debt of gratitude, certainly for all the great hard work, the innovations that you've set in place, and we at the authority want to join in wishing you the best of luck and health and happiness in the next chapter of your life.
Thank you very much. It's been a great ride. It's been a great place to work for, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter.
Raise a glass to Chris Antholzner.